An extremely dangerous intersection in Benton County.
And as 4029's Robert Sir tells us, it was recently improved.
Guys, good evening to you. We're here at the intersection of Highway 112 and West Pleasant Grove Road on the very outskirts of Rogers. Now, this is an intersection that was recently redone by RDOT, but residents I talked to told me that this intersection is growing more dangerous every day.
It's a huge safety concern, and it really increases the risks of my family, my loved ones, and my friends to get in a car accident.
An $11 million project by the City of Rogers and RDOT to extend West Pleasant Grove Road to Highway 112 was completed earlier this year. But as the barrels came down, the speed on Highway 112 picked up again, with around 10,000 vehicles a day zipping along at 55 miles an hour. But drivers tell me with no signalization or stop signs, those trying to cross Highway 112 or turn off the highway onto Pleasant Grove Road are forced into a dangerous decision. Drivers like Aaron Hartley, who himself nearly got into an accident Friday morning, and tells me something must be done.
Really ideal situation is to put some kind of traffic signals. I think that will help, definitely with the speed limit of 112. And those that are trying to cross 112. Traffic lights, I think, would be ideal, and if not, a four-way stop, but I don't know if that's the true solution.
There are plans in the works for a roundabout at this intersection in the next few years, but what about the near term? I took those concerns to Rogers engineer Lance Job and asked about a portable signal there.
The portable traffic signals that mount on carts and things like that you set out there, RDOT's told us in the past that we can't use those within their right-of-way, so that's not really an option. Putting a stop sign on 112, they have denied that at this point. I mean, we didn't really ask, but it's a 55-mile-an-hour road. That's just not something they typically would allow there. We did ask for, a speed reduction at one point, I believe, and they denied that at that time. So those sort of things have been looked at this point.
Rogers police tell me they do have an officer there in the morning and evenings because of a nearby school, and they've already responded to one accident there since August. But Hartley fears it's only a matter of time until something tragic happens.
You have big vehicles or towing vehicles that are traveling on this intersection, and it will be very devastating if it's a single individual driving or a family that's trying to cross.
We've spoken with RDOT, and they're aware as well. So, and it seems like they want something done about it also. So I'm hopeful that it will move quickly.
And guys, Rogers City officials do tell me that they are in constant talks with RDOT about trying to get a temporary traffic light put in at this intersection until the roundabout goes in. But until then, they just say, please use caution when you're driving through this area. In Rogers, Robert Sir, 4029 News.